right, so we are gathered here today with two superstars. Congratulations on HGTV. I saw there's a comic book as well.
Yes.
Can you guys introduce yourself to the Content Parlor audience today?
Well, my name is Anthony.
My name is Anton.
And we are the Downer Brothers. And we hail from the city of Chicago. We've done projects all over the country and out of the country now because we're actually leaving Omaha to go to Bahamas for our second development down there.
We're building a couple of buildings, a couple of duplexes in Nassau, the Bahamas.
Yeah, eventually be 3. But anyway, we're working everywhere, and we're excited to come to Omaha. It's our first time here.
That's awesome. Thanks for coming. You picked a good season. You definitely don't want to come in the cold.
Right.
I'm sure you know about that.
Yes, sir.
Chicago.
Yes, sir.
So you mentioned the Bahamas. Can you talk a little bit more about traveling back and forth? You said you grew up in Chicago, and that's kind of a rare thing, the Chicago-Bahamas connection. How was that growing up?
Well, our father was born and raised on the south side of Chicago. Our mother was born and raised in Bahamas.
And for that reason, we went to the Bahamas just about every year of our lives.
Really?
Right.
Really?
And our mother, while we were growing up, she would constantly remind us, like every time we would take a visit to Nassau, that she inherited this half acre of land. And it was like undeveloped. It was like bushes and palm trees and chickens and goats and stuff like that.
Yeah, and we were looking like, why do we have to come here every year and look at this bush?
Right.
That's what they call it in the Bahamas,
Right,
the bush.
the bush.
And but we didn't understand like we know now because now we've cleared it away and started building on it. But my mother always knew.
Yeah, and she was just waiting for an opportunity for us to be in a financial position to be able to invest and develop in, that property. And so once we took off 5-6 years ago, once we took off, she made that like a mandate. She was like, you cannot buy fancy cars and take wild trips with crazy women and all this and the other. She was like, we need you to invest in developing this property in the Bahamas. That's your legacy. And so, that's what we did.
That's amazing. So you guys started off in firefighting, or was it a slow transition from firefighting to real estate, or how did that work?
It kind of coincided, even though I purchased my first property right before I joined the fire department, and then you purchased yours right as we joined the fire department. So so it was almost hand in hand, like because we joined the fire department in 2009. Okay. So and then we bought a property almost every year, right? So and it was because we were able to leverage that W-2, right? When you're trying to get out there for the first time, you need to have credit, you need to have verifiable income. It's easier when you have a job, they paid you every 2 weeks. And it's important to leverage that because I know everybody wants to be an entrepreneur and be independent and so on and so forth, but take advantage of the opportunity while you have it. If you have a career and you're right out of college and you're starting to pay your debts down and get your credit right, leverage that job to get one of your first properties and
make sure that property is a multi-unit, the first one at least.
Multi-unit.
And then buy a single-family home.
Yeah, because this is one of the things I think that some people don't know if they've never bought a home before, is that you can use the same loan that you would use for a single-family home to buy a duplex or a triplex or a quad.
Wow.
Right? Yeah. So, and on top of that, you may think to yourself, oh, I can only afford a single-family home at this price. Let's just say $200,000. But if you were to purchase a multi-unit, you can actually use the potential earnings of the additional units as income added to your income so that you can have bigger purchasing power.
That's the reason why my first 2 was a 3-unit, and then my second one also a 3-unit. And I learned that, like, sometimes you learn from his mistakes. Because, he goes and get a condo as his first property. But that's the thing that we want everybody to learn from, our path.
Yeah. Because we basically purchased every type of property that you could. And you can leverage them all in different ways. There's no one way to do real estate. You ask yourself, what's your goal? Are you trying to get income coming in, which is what you get when you do a multi-unit? Are you simply trying to build equity, and then if the market timing is right, be able to sell that property tax-free, collect that check, and then go buy some more property, which is what we did. or a combination of those two things.
Well, I'm definitely taking notes here because you know I'm learning some free game already.
Yeah.
So I got one more question. I'm gonna pass it to my partner here, Teddy.
Yes, sir.
You guys appear to be twins.
Yes.
Are you guys twins?
Yes.
Okay, so which one of you gets mistaken for the other one the most?
I don't know. Whoever's not there at the time.
Okay, very interesting.
Yeah, right on. Like we said, content pros for, you know, content creators, and y'all do a great job like telling your story. So like how important was that to y'all getting your opportunity, you know, with the TV show and things like that?
Oh, you know what? Ooh, I love this question. All right, look. So there was a 2.5-year gap between our first show, Double Down on HGTV, and our second show, Backyard Bar Wars on TruTV, HBO Max, right? And part of the reason we got the second opportunity and we did a full season in Los Angeles, right? So we started in Chicago, we go to Los Angeles, and then we started doing all these other projects around the country. But the reason why the second opportunity came is because we started a podcast, right? Called Homecoming with the Downer Brothers.
Right. Look at
Go to YouTube, subscribe,
Check it out.
But it was because of the podcast. People don't understand what a podcast actually does for you.
Tell 'em.
It leverages relationships, right? A lot of times when you meet somebody at some kind of conference like this one, people will give a business card and say, oh, I want to connect with you. Here's my information.
Right.
But that kind of dies right there, and you don't necessarily develop a relationship. But if you invite someone to tell their story on your podcast, people love to talk about themselves and their business, right? Especially if they see it as a way to promote themselves, right? So now they come to your podcast, they tell their whole story. We get a personal relationship because now I got your personal cell phone number. I know your entire story. You told me about your mom. You told me what high school you went to. All this, that, and the other. And that personal relationship, those people are now talking about you in rooms that you're not in a very personal way, because now also in the midst of that exchange through that content, they've learned so much about you. And now it's personal. So I encourage all the content creators, tell your story and get it out to as many people as possible, and invite all those people who might be able to open a door for you to participate in your content.
That's good.
It's all about building relationships before you build houses.
I like that. Love that, man. Those some gems right there. I hope everybody make sure you take your notes and come to the Content Parlor Studios to film your podcast.
Okay, all right.
You know, and then it's just the last question. You know, what's one tip?
His last question. I got one more question.
My last question. What's one tip for content creators to be better, you know, on the camera?
To be better on camera?
Yeah.
To be authentic. For your conversation on camera to feel like a real conversation that you would have had if the camera wasn't there.
Gotcha.
Is it personal? Does it feel like it's real? Or is this like a commercial? Because if it comes off like a commercial, people won't care. But if it's like, man, they're like getting a secret camera to an actual conversation about some important information, oh, people want that.
And always remember, as much as you're looking at the person you're talking to, you're also looking at that camera.
Yeah, because there's a whole audience out there that's getting a front seat.
That's good.
Excellent.
Thank you, guys. One last question. This is a fun one for the audience.
Okay.
For folks getting into the real estate game, what's your favorite part of the home to work on, the remodel? Is it the kitchen, the back? What part have you found the most joy in refreshing?
Who? I think for me, it's interior design has gone to open concepts. So that combination of that living room and kitchen area, and how you make that sparkle and shine become, like, what's the word I'm looking for it to be functional. And for people, when they walk through the door, immediately they see it and they light up and say, oh, I want to live here. I want to cook in this kitchen. I want to sit on that couch and watch TV here because this place looks so amazing. That is where I like to focus the work, because most people spend most of their time right there in that kitchen and dining room, living room area.
And let's be honest, the most fun is at the beginning, where you can knock down walls. You can get your frustration about anything you had in your life right then.
Yeah.
Knocking down the walls.
That's right.
What do they call those smash houses?
Yeah.
Right. Smash house.
Now, it's really interesting as we wrap up. there's two sets of twins on the HGTV network.
Right. Yeah.
So I feel like there's like a friendly competition of who can build the strongest audience and do the most awesome flips. So we wish you guys the greatest success as you venture out, continue with your podcast. And I saw there was a coloring book as well. Can people get tapped in on the coloring book?
Yeah, so it's not a coloring book. It's more like a comic book, right?
Comic book. Okay, comic book.
And the comic book was really intentional. Like everything you do, you ask yourself, like, once somebody else gets this product, how are they going to use it or look at it? And so we were thinking when we created this book, well, let's do a comic book because it'll catch people's eye. It's colorful. They'll think, oh, maybe I should give this to, my mentee, my son, my niece, nephew, or whatever. Right. But that adult is going to flip through the pages and understand, wait a minute, this is information I need.
Yeah.
And so
that part.
So there's multiple ways that book is going to end up in somebody's household. And I was trying to attack it from every angle possible. When people look through it, though, they see an entire playbook. Steps 1 through 10, you know what I'm saying? And they introduce you to all these careers and all these different people that are involved in the process of purchasing, renovating, and even holding, if you're a landlord, onto a property.
That's creative. That's very creative.
Look, we understood. People like to look at pictures.
Yeah.
And then they look at the bubbles right there in the picture. They see the information they need, and then they realize this is important.
Yeah.
And it's actually, going back to authenticity, it really is what happened.
That's powerful. That's powerful. I'm inspired. I hope everyone out there in the audience was inspired today. Let's give a round of applause. Let's put some fake round of applause in there for Antoine and Antone. Thank you both for joining us today. Continued success.
All right, man. Appreciate it, brother.
All right
now.
Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.